All right, welcome in here to the WCIA3 studios. We are recapping Illinois basketball's 86-83 loss to number 22 Ohio State tonight. This one came down to the very end, and it's Illinois coming up 3 points short to the Buckeyes. The Illini got out to a great start. It was 18-8 and 14-5, but that momentum was not there to end the half, and it certainly was not there to start the second half as the Buckeyes started it out on a 16-2 run. Illinois made a great run at the end, but it is not enough as they fall. We are going to hear from the head coaches coming up here. Brad Underwood gets tossed from the game, his first time getting tossed in his career at Illinois. 2 technicals. It was a physical game. Brad certainly not happy with the officials after this one. We're hoping to hear from him in the post-game press conference. Have not confirmed that it will actually be him or not. It could be an assistant coach, Jeff Alexander. The Lincoln native was running the team there along with Chester Frazier and Tim Alexander in the post-game press conference. And here we've got Chris Holtmann coming in here right now. Let's go ahead and get to that. State Farm Center, Illinois falls 86-83. Let's go ahead and take that now. Here is Ohio State head coach Chris Holtmann.
All right, guys. Credit to our guys. Beat a heck of a team. Got Illinois is a tremendous team. Tough-minded. Well coached. Have great competitive spirit about them. Really gifted, talented across the board. So credit to our guys. I thought they, I did not love our competitive spirit to start the game, and let them know that. But I thought after those first 5 minutes, our guys really brought it. Kyle Young was tremendous. I thought he was a real matchup problem and stuck his nose in there when. It's hard when you're guarding a guy that size. So, great win, and we'll move forward here to a really tough environment Sunday at Maryland.
Okay, questions here in the room. We got mics on both sides. Just raise your hand. Right there. Go ahead.
Coach, what's going through your mind there when they make that late run, of course?
Yeah.
Had a couple of those recently, but and what were the keys for you to kind of stave that off there in the end?
Well, I thought, first of all, the environment was fans were obviously highly engaged. I didn't love what some of the things they were saying to one of our players, to be honest with you. But I thought that was, I just thought that was completely uncalled for. Completely uncalled for. And I'm always going to feel like that. I just don't think there's a place for it. Having said that, they were highly engaged and highly involved, and they stayed engaged the entire game, and it made it for a very difficult finish. And give them credit for the environment they created, because it spurred their team, and they've got obviously a really passionate fan base here, and it was a tough finish. And give their kids credit too. Now they made some tough shots. Frazier's, I think, one of the elite clutch shot makers in college basketball. I think he is one of the elite clutch shot makers in college basketball. He is a phenomenal player. Trent Frazier, in my mind, doesn't get enough national credit. I think he is a fantastic college player, and he made some really difficult shots.
And Malachi Branham just keeps getting hotter and hotter for you guys, and 31 points tonight. Your thoughts on his performance?
Malachi was sensational. He was sensational. He just made great decisions with the ball, made it very difficult, and playing 2 forwards together, and made it difficult because both EJ and Kyle can space it.
Here in the middle.
You seem to really want to attack Illinois in ball screens with Malachi and EJ and Kyle. What went into that game plan, and why do you think it had so much success?
Yeah, it was, we kind of went in thinking that we might do that. It's hard to attack them inside because of Kofi's size and because they have good length across the board. So your guy coming off the ball screen's got to be a real threat, or else Kofi's just going to park it in the paint and you're not going to get much. And our greatest guy off of ball screens that's the greatest threat is Malachi. So I think our change there at halftime was just to kind of ride that and see what came of it. And obviously it worked well there early, and we probably didn't go to it enough late, to be honest with you.
Here to the left.
Kyle Young, just the lift he gave you guys. He started the second half. You must have really liked what he did in the first half, obviously, but overall, just the lift that he
Phenomenal.
gave you, and defending Coburn, and also scoring.
His competitiveness was phenomenal, just phenomenal, just incredible. He just jump started us, really, Steve, when we needed it. Because again, give Illinois credit. They took it to us those first 5 minutes. I mean, give them credit. Absolutely took it to us, and we needed an injection of some competitiveness and also some good play, and he brought both.
The journey here, 5 days ago, you lose to Iowa at home, double digits, and some people leave you for dead. And then overtime against Indiana, and still had something left in the tank here for Illinois tonight. Just what's going on with you guys right now, and what's left in the next 4 games, I guess?
Well, we'll see. I think you know as well as I do that our group's a really resilient group. And, Steve, we've talked about this, and coaches know this. You're gonna lose some tough games in this league, home and road. And I give Iowa credit. They beat us. They were tougher that night. You got to be able to respond and come ready and try to fix the things that but you got to move forward, and that's what we tried to do. And again, we played a terrific team here in Illinois, and we'll see if we can respond here in a couple days and play well in a very tough environment against a good team in Maryland.
Chris, you've seen a lot of great moments from EJ over the last couple of years, but for him to hit 2 free throws with 30 seconds to go in front of that crowd in particular, with what they were kind of giving him all night, what does that show about EJ?
He's a tremendous talent, tremendous kid, and he my man needed fluids the night after the IU game. He was going to he was in the hospital for a little bit just because of it turned out it was just the flu, but he had some just a lot of fatigue, but he was fine. He was good enough to play. If he wouldn't have played well, he'd have said, "Hey, it's on me." So there would have been no excuses. But give him credit for really knocking down those 2 free throws, which were critical.
And for him to have to play 34 minutes after, like you said, being that sick and giving you what he gave you, and to also get it from Malachi, those 2 guys seem to just feed off of each other more with each time they play. What does that tandem?
Yeah,
what can that tandem do for you?
Yeah, I mean, they were good, but I think Justin gave us a lift, and Cedric made a big shot, and you don't do it without obviously Kyle Young, who we talked about. Gene did some really good things. So I think all in all, there was a lot of contributions. But, yeah, I mean, and EJ he felt well enough to play, or else he wouldn't have. So, again, there was no excuse either way.
Coach, Alfonso Plummer came out firing early, and he kept it going the whole game. Just how much did that kind of affect your game plan? And
Yeah, we had to change our coverage on him. We thought we had a good game plan for him, but he's a phenomenal shooter, and he's got such a quick release. Their guard tandem, I think, is phenomenal. It's a really, really talented group, especially when you have a guy like as talented as Corbello coming off the bench. That's a really talented group. He's a phenomenal, catch and shoot guy, and I think I'm sure that excites Brad and his staff, going into the tournament, that you have guards of that level.
when you look at EJ on the defensive end, he had 4 blocks. He's just how he does on off-ball help defense.
Yeah. Critical. Those were critical plays because Kofi's so massive. We had to bring some help, and those were critical plays. Yeah, critical plays.
Here in the front.
We don't see a lot of nights where Kofi is 5 for 15 from the floor. How did you guys disrupt him or kind of knock him off his game a little bit?
I think we brought help from a lot of different places, to be honest with you. And he probably missed a couple, that he's normally going to make. But I think EJ blocked 2 or 3 of his shots where it was right around the rim. I think He probably missed a couple that he's normally going to make. And then I don't know what he played, but I think the foul trouble plus the combination of him having to guard Kyle probably didn't play him his normal rotation minutes. But, you know, everybody in this league, he's a tremendous player. Everybody in this league has a little bit of an off night.
You're in the right.
Chris, if you when you look at this game, I mean, if this one slips away, you know, that would be bad, I guess. To get
well, okay.
okay,
Which wouldn't be good, but
to get this thing, just get it over, I guess. Once it starts to slip away, to finish it off.
yeah, listen, I get that. I mean, I keep reminding people, like, Duke let a lead slip away at our place. Duke's pretty good. You know, I think they were up, 14, 15? Like, it happens in college basketball. It's hard. You think that team was going to lay down? That team's tremendous. Got tremendous competitiveness and spirit. They're not going to lay down. They're playing at home in front of a fantastic crowd. They're going to make a run. Certainly, we could do some things better. So you can't ever look at it, and I understand your question, but you can't ever look like, oh, God, we're doomed. We lost a lead. We're playing a really good team. You kind of survive. You land the plane, and you hope you can move forward.
You've had 10 games where it's been within one possession in the final 20 seconds. Have you ever been through a season like this?
It's been a lot. It's been a lot. And more times than not, I feel good about how we finish. But I don't think I have been one with this many close games.
You're in the middle.
You and Brad came into the conference at the same time, and you guys have obviously built your programs to be pretty successful, and you've had a lot of pretty epic games here in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Is this becoming one of the conference's better rivalries, in your opinion?
I'll let you guys kind of determine that. You know, we obviously just played in a Big Ten championship game, right? And, you know, we give them all the credit in the world for when it was a heck of a game. It was an overtime game, I think, wasn't it? So we've had some great battles. He's a tremendous coach. His teams compete at a high level. We did come in at the same time, and got a lot of respect for him and his kids. So, you know, if it's a rivalry, I'll let you guys kind of decide that.
Chris, Tom Izzo said a lot of similar things about Trent Frazier on Saturday. From a coach's perspective, what do you guys see, and what can a guy like that mean to a program?
He impacts winning at such a high level. He impacts winning. Trent Frazier impacts winning. You're looking for guys that impact winning. He competes defensively. He'll guard the best player. He fights him every possession. He never panics. He makes big shots. He makes the right play more time than not. And he's older, but he's been a good player since he came in the league. I think was this his 5th or 6th year of college? 5th? Okay. I just got a lot of respect for the kid. And I think he doesn't get enough notoriety, you know, nationally. I just don't.
Rob.
Ryan Peden, some of us remember from here. Would
Yeah.
you talk about the job that he does for you? Does he get enough notoriety?
No, but assistants rarely do. Ryan's fantastic. I think he's one of the terrific, young, up-and-coming assistant coaches. It's going to be a head coach real soon. He's turned down a couple of head coaching jobs that were really pretty good jobs, and I'm forever grateful to Ryan for what he's done. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to hang on to him much longer. He's that good, and I can't wait for him to be a head coach.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Sorry, Matt.
All right, we are back here in studio. We're going to go straight back out to State Farm Center here coming up momentarily. Brett Barons alongside as we wait until the Illinois players and head coach Brad Underwood get set to talk in the post-game press conference here coming up in just a few minutes. That was Ohio State head coach Chris Holtmann. His team leaves Champaign with the upset win of sorts. They were number 22 in the country coming in. Illinois number 15, 86-83 the final. And after being down 1 at half, the Buckeyes start the second half on a big 16-2 run. Give Illinois credit, they did fight back and make it interesting late before Brad Underwood got tossed 2 technical fouls in the game. Said on the radio he's never been ejected before from a ball game. So a first time for him tonight, and Illinois ends up losing by 3 points. They gave up quite a few free throws there. Remember earlier in the game, DeMonte Williams got a technical foul for a flagrant one. And so Illinois not doing very well there, giving up 3 points. All right, let's head back in here to State Farm Center. Looks like we got a couple of players there. It's Trent Frazier, Alfonso Plummer, and Coleman Hawkins taking questions from the media. We'll hear from Brad Underwood here coming up in just a few minutes as well.
At one point, Ohio State had about a 28-5 run. What happened there, and what do you guys got to do to not let that happen again?
We just got to come out with better energy. I thought first half we went into the locker room in a good spot, but when we come back out, we got to have better energy. Coming in second half, we know they ended the first half with a great run. We had a lead, but I mean it's Big Ten basketball. We know we got to have that mindset of just putting our foot on guys' necks and just finishing the game out strong. So I just think we just got to come in, focus in the second half, and do a better job of just establishing our defense. And being mentally tough, in the second half.
This is for all three of you. I don't think we've seen Brad get ejected before. What did that do for you guys, if anything at all?
I mean, it just goes to show how much, he cares about his team. He loves, he's the ultimate, competitor. And it just goes to show, he has our back for whenever, And, we just got to back him up. I thought we did an unbelievable job of, when he had our back getting tossed out, just bringing that energy. We switched it up. We picked up full. We just played with a lot of energy. Coleman did an unbelievable job just playing, with so much effort and confidence, just getting to the rim, making big shots and just playing free. I thought guys just came in, stepped up, and just gave us some energy, and that was really, really good job, But, despite the loss, I'm just proud of this team, just knowing how we finished. We could have easily given up, but we all believed that we were going to win that game, down 15 with 4 minutes. And, it goes to show how much, how much fight we got in this team.
Coleman, when Kofi fouled out, you came in. You guys went small, and you were playing the five. Talk about that a little bit. Did you feel comfortable playing that position?
Yeah, personally, I like playing the five. 5 out is we ran that a lot in high school, and I feel like I can do a good job creating two people trying to guard the ball. It's just mismatches, like switches. People get confused whether I'm they don't know if I'm a pop, I'm a roll. But yeah, I definitely feel comfortable. I think I'm definitely in better rebounding position when I'm at the five. And just, kind of being like a quarterback on an offense and 5 out. I like that, finding shooters, finding open guys, and just creating mismatches.
You're the right.
Question for all three of you guys. Talk about that lift that the crowd gave you guys tonight.
Unbelievable energy, I thought our fans gave us, a boost there in the last, part of the game. It was so loud, probably top 3 loudest games I've been a part of in my career. They did an unbelievable job, and that's what it's all about, getting the crowd into it, knowing they got our backs. But it was unbelievable energy tonight, like I said, despite the loss, I'm proud of these guys, shows, how much fight we got in us. And, obviously we need to clean up some things, but we will, we're going to stay mentally, dialed in here and continue, and get better.
Andy.
And then Trent and Coleman, I know they kind of were playing some 5 out with kind of Kyle Young. When they kind of have those bigs and kind of a lot of players kind of stretching the floor, how much more difficult does that make it for you guys defensively, and how did that kind of impact you guys?
It's just challenging because, like you said, with the pick and pops, it puts a lot of stress on our defense. You don't want me always switching on to, EJ or, Young. They can be able to post up, take advantage of that, but it just stretches our defense out. That's where, we just got to be mentally tough on the ball and try to fight over every ball screen. I thought they did an unbelievable job just, screening and getting downhill and, creating opportunities for that 5-out offense. But like I said, we're going to continue to work on that and get better and, make some adjustments, obviously. But I just thought we did a great job, in that last part of the game, fighting and just competing, just playing hard.
Fonzo, how do you guys just maybe steadily chip away at a lead like that, as you make the comeback attempt?
Well, I feel like we did a great job in the last 5 minutes. We fought back. I feel like we felt the energy from the crowd. But like Trent said before, we gotta keep getting better and how to close games. We did a great job, like I said, in the last 10 minutes. But yeah, we just gotta find ways to just move the ball, talking defense, and trying to win the game in the last stretches.
Coleman, Brad Underwood's talked a lot about how much you've gotten back in the gym and started to work a lot harder here in the last couple of weeks. What's it mean to kind of see that pay off with maybe your best game of the year tonight?
I think it means a lot because I feel like I can help this team just, bring energy, make the right reads, make certain passes, just do different things, just be super versatile for this team. But I think just getting back in the gym and working just builds even more trust with your coach. So, he sees me working, he sees everybody working, he's going to have even more trust because he wants to see you grow. He wants to see you learn and just get better. So, yeah, it definitely means a lot. And, yeah, it just builds that connection with coach.
There's one for Alfonso and then Trent. Alfonso, you tied the single game record for made threes. What'd that mean to you? What were you feeling tonight? And then Trent, as a three-point shooter, who's made 7. What's it like to see him have that kind of night?
Yeah, I mean, I've been shooting. I remember coach told me I got 2 games without a 3. He coach TA. He told me you're a good player. You have to play with confidence every game. I feel like if you go back to the gym, it's gonna help you gain that confidence. Get that confidence back. So I went back to the gym and worked for an hour, 2 hours every day before practice, after practice, and I felt that confidence. You know what I'm saying, back, and I just let the ball fly, and it worked for me. So I'm proud of what I'm doing, and I'm just gonna keep doing. And I still think I got more in my tank. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing with the same routine, and I know it's gonna help me for the last games that we got.
Trent.
Having a guy like that just, helps our offense a lot. I truly believe, I said this at the beginning of the season. He is truly the best shooter in the country. Still believe that. But it just helps our offense a lot, Every time, he shoots that ball, I think it's going in. And, I try to, look for him, get him every opportunity he can, late there. I sacrificed. I wanted to get him open because, he was the hot man tonight. And, every play I try to, get him the ball because, he plays with that confidence, that swagger out there every night, knowing no one can stop him. But just, having a guy like that just helps our offense. It makes my life easier on offense because, he stretches the defense and, just gives me, opportunities to, make a play for myself as well. But unbelievable player.
Coleman, was there a moment or a conversation you had with a coach or a teammate that kind of led you to getting back in the gym and just finding your game again?
Yeah, me and coach sat down one-on-one, and we were just talking about, players go through adversity, and it just depends on if they're going to quit or they're going to keep working. And I'm definitely not a quitter, so, I was going through, maybe not as much minutes as I wanted or things back, sometimes even in the Maryland game, just not getting subbed in when I feel like I could help the team. But, I sat down with coach, had a talk, and worked everything out. Like I said, I'm not a quitter, so I just, got back in the gym, worked, and just go out there and play with a whole bunch of energy and all my effort because I don't like losing either. So, just fighting through adversity and being a warrior.
Yeah.
Coleman, was the press able to kind of keep your energy level high, and do you feel like you're able to function a little bit better when that's kind of going on? It seems like chaos out there, but it seems like you have control over it.
Yeah, I think that the press kind of just speeds teams up. They're not expecting a lot. We're great in our half-court defense, and then once we go out there and just fly around, it kind of throws teams off, and then they're set in the half court with 13 seconds on the shot clock. They don't know what to do. Our matchups are all over the place, and so they don't know what they're running, and we're just flying around. So I think that down the line that press is going to help us out. we've seen it evident when we came back in these two games with Rutgers and Ohio State. But I definitely like that press, and I definitely think it brings more energy, more guys flying around, and yeah, you have to fly around and press. So.
Trent, I know Coach Underwood won't be happy with giving up 86 points. Can you just talk about the defense a little bit and the matchup issues with the Branham and Liddell? What kind of problems did they present for you?
Like I said before, I mean, I think they just made a lot of tough shots, really. I mean, in the post, I mean, two unbelievable players, EJ Liddell, you know, playing in that post area, you know, making just tough fadeaways. And the freshman just doing an unbelievable job getting to his spots. I mean, like I said, it just makes, you know, our offense, you know, it just stretches our offense because they can run the, you know, the pick and pop, which, you know, drags out our bigs, you know, or the four-mans, which is tough. So they do an unbelievable job just, you know, running that 5-out offense, you know, and just getting to their spots and just making, you know, plays. But obviously, like I said, we got to clean up some things, but I'm really just proud of this team. I mean, that's a good basketball team over there. We just got to continue to, you know, stay mentally focused and finish the rest of the season.
Coleman, with that adversity, I mean, obviously you wanted to play more, and there were times you felt like you could help, but for a majority of that stretch, the team was winning. So how did you find the balance there of not getting too one way or the other?
Yeah, I'm on a winning team, so I can't complain. It's, you know, I'm kind of in control of my own destiny as far as, you know, showing coach that I want to work and I want to be a help for the team. So I was definitely happy with us winning. Just, you know, at times, you know, every player goes through, you know, wanting more and wanting to be out there and play. But, you know, I'm definitely okay. Whatever game we win, a win is a win. I'm definitely happy, you know.
Trent, talk about that last drive there. Obviously looked like there was some contact there, but what were you looking for driving to the hoop?
I was trying to make a play. Coach obviously put the ball in my hands to make a play. I thought I had an angle. I thought I got fouled, should have put the ball on the rim. But as I was driving, I saw Mate on the wing wide open. But, I mean, just hell of a play. I mean, nothing I can, you know, say. I just got to do a better job of just, I guess, just getting to one of my spots and just making a play. But besides that, I mean, there's nothing I can really do about that.
For all three of you, you guys came into this game in control of your own destiny for at least a share of the conference championship. We've heard you talk about how much that means to you guys. Do you think about that now that you're probably going to need a little help to get to the point that you want to get to?
I mean, obviously our biggest goal is getting to the national championship. I mean, obviously this, you know, getting a share of the regular conference is one little star we would love to have. I mean, it's still 3-4 games left in the season. Like I said, there's some tough teams in this conference. You know, the road is hard, so we're just gonna watch it play out. But besides that, we just got to stay focused. You know, it's not over. Like I said, we got 3-4 games left. We just got to finish the season out strong and just, you know, control our destiny, like I said, and just, you know, come in every day mentally focused, knowing, you know, we have a chance, we got life, and just, you know, continue to get better.
All right, thank you, man.
All right.
All right, that is the Illinois players, Trent Frazier, Alfonso Plummer, and Coleman Hawkins after Ohio State beats Illinois tonight 86-83. We are going to hear from Brad Underwood coming up here in just a few moments. I know a lot of people anxiously awaiting to hear from him after he gets ejected for the first time in his career tonight. Let's take a couple short look at the numbers here before we hear from Brad Underwood. Alfonso Plummer makes 8 threes, 26 points for him. Illinois mixed it up pretty well tonight. Jacob Grandison with 14, Trent Frazier with 12, Kofi Coburn with 12. He fouls out, and that really hurt the Illini down the stretch. Fouled out with 4+ minutes to go. And Coleman Hawkins, 10 points tonight for the Illini. On the other side, Malachi Branham was really, really good. He's the true freshman for Ohio State. 31 points for him, 10 of 14 from the field, including 10 of 11 from the line. He was really tough to guard, along with EJ Liddell, who goes for 21 points. Remember, Liddell from Belleville, the two-time Mr. Basketball winner from the state, and he has really torched Illinois, coming into this game averaging 18.5 points per game against his home state school. And you know he showed up in a big way again tonight for them. As well, Kyle Young with 18 points. So Ohio State, they don't mix it up as much as Illinois does with as many guys in 3. All right, here's Brad Underwood from the post-game press conference.
Very, very challenging matchup. My opinion, they've got the best player in our league, and his name isn't Liddell, and that's no offense because he's terrific. Malachi Brannon is terrific. Big, strong, physical. They got in a nice routine where they were ball screening, popping. They do a good job of pulling Kofi away, but that young man's pretty special. And but I'm excited for our guys. I thought they fought like crazy. I thought they were dialed in. I think the thing that makes me so excited is I think we found a new way to play. I liked our 5-out stuff. It's stuff we had worked on a lot early in the season. And Coleman Hawkins was spectacular. Obviously Plummer was elite, 8 of 10 from the 3. He's been shooting that cover off of it in practice and is a special talent. But loved our fight at the end. Watch it on TV. Very disappointed that call wasn't made. If you guys will remember, that's the same call that they called on Coleman Hawkins at the end of the Michigan State game, so I guess we're not Michigan State. But no doubt we didn't get the call. But give Ohio State a lot of credit, and they deserve to win the game, but we're sure not going to hang our heads, and it's very rare that Kofi has a night where he's minus 19 in the plus-minus.
Questions?
Coach, free throw disparity was a really huge stat in the game, obviously. Was that Ohio State being the aggressor, or were some things you saw in the calls that just weren't going your way?
No, most of them were my technicals. That's why I was angry. That's why I was, I was frustrated. They're aggressive. They had 7 assists all night. They don't do anything off the pass. They do everything off the bounce. They're a low assist team, and so they got us downhill. But it was credit to them, and they got to the foul line and made them.
Go ahead, Rob.
I assume the 5-out, you didn't consider going to it earlier because you have the National Player of the Year candidate, even though he was a little bit ineffective. It's got to be a hard decision to make.
Yeah, I subbed him out early. We went to it in the second half. You're going to ride your horse now. Nobody believes in Kofi Coburn more than me. That dude is special. And unfortunately, I don't know, what was he from the field? Missed 10 layups. He missed 10 layups. Well, 9 layups and a jump shot. That doesn't happen. We know that. He's one of the top field goal shooters. And, again, maybe that's their defense. But Kofi's seen just about all of it, and tonight just wasn't his night.
Jeremy?
Fred, you got the crowd pretty into it as you left the court. Just what's going on in your mind when that's happening?
Just that. You do something to rile your team. I was fighting for Kofi. I was fighting for, everything that I didn't think was going our way. And I am really proud of them. They responded. They rallied. Got the best fans in the country. Had a layup. Had a layup to tie it. These guys fought back, man. That's a prideful bunch. You can write that we lost, but the biggest story is how much pride this group has and how hard they fought. And like you said, there was a few things gained tonight as well.
Alec?
You talk about the pride that this team has in the fight. Coleman said that you guys had kind of a heart-to-heart conversation about adversity and not quitting. What went into that conversation for you, and what's it mean for him to be able to respond with maybe his best game of the season tonight?
Well, my title's coach. And coach is psychiatrist, ball coach, help them with academics, but help and build relationships that you can have really hard conversations. And we do that in this program. I'm not here to sugarcoat them and tell them they're great all the time when they're not. And nobody believes in Coleman more than me. And we got a glimpse tonight of Coleman's talents. And he wasn't playing to that level. He was in whatever kind of mental funk he was in, and we need to get him out of it. For us to go where we want to go in March, we needed to get him out of it. And tonight, he's actually been great in the last 3 or 4 games. So we need Coleman Hawkins to be terrific, because he's a guy that can play at the next level.
What was your experience like watching that comeback, I guess, on TV in the locker room?
I was probably still coaching. I wasn't a big fan of DeMonte's foul, but we ran great action. We were fighting. We were competing. I just pacing back and forth in the locker room, and the staff did a great job, and the players made plays. And I was praying for an opportunity to tie it, and we got one. So it was not near as much fun as wish it was on the sidelines, but it couldn't be that way tonight. Couldn't be that way.
Two things logistically. How did you come up with the plan for what happens when you get, or if you get ejected from a game, in terms of who takes over what duties? And the second, were you, you were frustrated for a better part of the game. Were you searching for at least the first technical in any capacity?
Well, the second one I didn't deserve. The first one I tried really hard to get. The second one, I didn't even deserve it. If you're going to if you're going to throw me out, come on, just let me earn it. But there was I didn't like some of the calls, and I deserved the first one. But enough.
You have a follow-up, Joey?
Oh, yeah, we've got coordinators. So we've got offensive coordinator and Jeff, defensive coordinator and Chester, and Tim handles substitutions. So all those guys kind of do themselves, and they sit there and whatever, both of them are running all of them are running the huddles. So it's the way it works.
Jeremy?
Brad, we might focus on the Big Ten race, and obviously you still want to win that. But how much of what you guys are doing now, you said you learned some things, you found some things.
March.
Yeah, how much is about
March.
Building for that?
Yeah, I didn't do that last year. And we're doubling down on what we do, but we're always, I challenged our staff the other day. I said, I need 3 or 4 things that give us problems, and we got to go figure it out now. And it's that time. And I felt like that was a problem in the Loyola game, and not that we were going to win that game, but again, this is something we worked on a lot early, and now we've come back to we can 5-way switch. We can put different lineups out there. It puts Luke, tonight, was a great opportunity if we'd had RJ with his size and length on Branham. We missed Ben, but I like the opportunities that present itself when we don't have to. We can throw somebody a curveball. It's not just load it up and go to Kofi every time.
Doug?
Coach Andre Curbelo played 18 minutes, 3 assists, 1 turnover. Seemed like he was under control and pretty dialed in. Is that what you saw?
Yeah, he was terrific. And he's again a guy that Trent's our defensive stopper, and we had Plummer on a heater, so those gave those guys opportunities, and Phil did an admirable job of filling in when Trent had foul trouble in the first half. So we got to keep Trent aggressive. Trent's got to stay. We need Trent to have the mindset he's got to get 30 every night. When he has that mindset, he's really good. I got to get him going a little more.
Andy?
So with Kyle Young, they were able to kind of do the pick and pop and kind of 5 out offensively. How kind of hard did that make it for Kofi and for you guys defensively to guard that?
Very. So they're a hard matchup for us. They're a very, very hard matchup. And scouting report mistakes, because Kyle is an all right-hand driver. And he drove it 3 times right-handed. one on DeMonte and a couple on Kofi. And you know, we've got to know that. But you know, again, it was you know, it was a challenge. You know, you get Branham going downhill, and you know, he's an elite finisher. And you know, that's why the 5-out stuff worked. We could switch all that and level him off, and still stay with the, you know, with the pop guy.
Derek?
Coach, outside of the standard game of runs, is there anything you're noticing in these dramatic swings where you're up 13, 22-2 for them, you guys come back, just those stretches of dramatic one way or the other?
Well, yeah, tonight, and I think, you know, and I'm just, you know, you can't ever fall in love with the three. You know, tonight we build a lead because it's all threes. And you've got to find, I always feel really good when we've got the balance. And, you know, we made a huge run, which is something new. We made a huge run tonight with Kofi out in that first half. I mean, we had guys making shots. You know, in the past, some of it's been just Kofi overload. And I've been trying really hard to work on getting other guys into sets and actions that aren't Kofi. But again, it was, you know, the start of the second half was not very good execution on the defensive side, and they get on a run, and we're not, you know, we turn it over a couple of times, and you know, all of a sudden that runs, you know, 8-0.
Matt?
You said you're looking for curveballs. Is the press maybe one of them? If Kofi needs a breather, it seems to give you guys a whole bunch of energy. I know it's desperation mode, but it seems to give you guys a lot of energy when you're doing it.
Yeah, but I like it. You know me, I like aggressive, and you know, it's always been about you know, changing the tempo, and it did tonight. And you know, I think the one thing that it, you know, it did at Rutgers, you know, it's not that we got 2 or 3 steals out of it, but it just disrupted the flow and disrupts their timing and their flow, and you know, that's one of the things that I'm pretty excited about.
Joey?
Brad, with Coleman, I think it was him yesterday you were talking about when you said the season doesn't stop to kind of come back and catch. So what was important for you? How do you feel like you guys were able to kind of bring him back to sea level in the middle of a pretty heavy grind of a season there?
Yeah, you know, I think in Coleman's case, one of the things that I get excited about is that, you know, he cares. He cares about winning. You have to find out at some point when guys are struggling and guys are down what they're, you know, with how much they care. And you know, Coleman's case, he cared. So now it was just getting him, you know, having that heart-to-heart, getting him back into the gym, getting him back working, getting, you know, not letting adversity just pile on. Let's go, and you know, outwork your adversity, and you know, I say it all the time. You'll come out on the other side.
You're right.
And coaches, with that in mind, when it comes to Coleman, how important is that going to be for him to continue to play like this, as you mentioned with March on the horizon?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, he's a difference maker. There's no doubt. I mean, he and you know, I said the same thing about RJ, you know, before his appendicitis, you know, and it could be Luke. I mean, Luke was terrific tonight. Luke had 3 or 4 rebounds in the first half, you know, in a night where, I mean, Kofi had 1 defensive rebound. Are you kidding me? 1? And so Coleman does all those things. He got a big offensive rebound late. He goes to the glass. He's just an active, long, skilled guy, and that's irreplaceable. That's an advantage to us.
Alec and then Jeremy.
Coach, since you've come to the league, you and Chris Holtmann have had pretty good battles. Fans seem to talk a lot about the rivalry that you've built with Iowa or Michigan. Is something building with Ohio State that's maybe just as special between you two programs and two coaches?
Oh, I got a lot of respect for Chris. I mean, Chris and I came in together. I mean, he's, you know, he came in different circumstances. You know, he came in with pros, you know, taking over for Thad. And you know, it took us a while, but he's a really, really good coach. I challenge myself against him. Likewise, you know, we've gone to their place and won. He's came to our place and won. We've had, you know, it's battles. I don't know if it's a rivalry yet, but you know, it's 2 really good basketball teams that I think are pretty well coached to go at it every time.
We'll wrap up with Jeremy.
Alfonso tied the game 3-point record tonight with 8 makes. I know you've seen him do that with 11 at Utah one time, but what's it mean to get him right heading down this final stretch here?
Yeah, I mean, you go 8 for 10, guys, that's pretty good in a high-level game. You better account for him. You better account for him. And we ran a lot of actions to him in the first half. We were dialing that one up. But again, he's got the ability to make hard shots, and we don't want him to let off the gas. Let's build on that and keep that going as we head into the next 3 weeks, month.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that's Brad Underwood talking to the media following Illinois' 86-83 loss to number 22 Ohio State. Thanks so much to everybody staying up late here, 11:40 at the WCIA3 studios here. We've got so much more to come, though. The night is still young for us. We're going to cut up some excerpts from Brad Underwood's postgame press conference there. Look for those on our social media pages and on Twitter at WCIA3, Brad at WCIA3, Andy in it. Bryce Beeman, our newest sports reporter, she is there at State Farm Center along with Andy as well. Look for those. Plus, we're going to have a 3-in-1 podcast. We'll tape that here coming up. It'll be available for your morning drive. Get our thoughts on the game, what we saw go down at State Farm Center tonight as Illinois fails to get its 20th win of the season, as they are now 19-8, 12-5 in the league. So still hanging on there, but they're going to need some help, I feel like, down the stretch. Purdue with 4 losses in the league. You feel like that might be the number for them as Illinois falls now a game back in the standings in the Big Ten. All right, final score 86-83. Illinois loses to Ohio State. They are back in action Sunday at Michigan. And remember, the Wolverines do not have their head coach, Juwan Howard, suspended 5 games in the regular season. Phil Martelli, the longtime college coach, now in charge of the Wolverines program. It's a 1 o'clock tip, and you can watch the game Sunday right here on WCIA. Illinois has not played a Sunday afternoon game in a long time on CBS. I have it dated back to the 05-06 season since the last time Illinois was in that primetime afternoon slot leading into golf for WCIA and on CBS. So we'll see how they do and respond coming up Sunday at Michigan. Thanks so much for staying up late and watching our WCIA3 post-game stream. We'll do it again just like we do after every game here from the Illini, as well as our pregame show. You can watch that before every game as well. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next.